Shout out to all of y'all watching. You already know, go to yesowners.com to get my t-shirts. You see, go to itraveldog.com to get their t-shirts. I Travel Dog, go get those t-shirts. They got a whole bunch of them on there. They're more professional than I am, but I support them because they support me. Just travel talk. Um, Go get everything from me, man. Support a brother. Shout out to Victor Asher. He went and got hashtag in Passport We Trust, and he was wearing it down in Florida like crazy, man. Shout out to Victory Asher for doing that. He sent me the video of him walking down the strip in the heart of the beach, the town, with all the people out there. He had it supporting. So shout out to Victory Asher. See what love I get. I don't want to watch the first game. So with the Brooklyn, and that game looks boring. I was watching it for some time now. It looks boring. So I said, let me jump on here before the Lakers come on. Yaquad, what up? But you know the conversation, what the passport has taught us. That's the conversation right now. The passport has taught us. Mr. Double G's, what's up? Now the second question is, well, that was a statement first, but the question should be, what has the passport taught us? And that's the question I'm gonna answer, but we already know the passport has taught us you can't get around it, you can't bend it, you can't do anything. Passport has taught us, and there's something that you can't get around. So shout out to all of the fellas that learned from their endeavors with the passport. Now, there's a difference. On the internet, the passport has taught us what it has taught us, that we got a lot of haters, right? For us to be in so small number, not many people as a whole making content. David Israel, what up? 6 MWIOC, bro. What the passport has taught us from the internet perspective, that a lot of these people mad that we're traveling. They call in a lot of people. How you gonna make a point and mention broke dudes traveling? Like, I don't get that, but passport wisdom in full effect. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. But the people that's making an argument against us, right? Grego, what up, bro? Shout out to Grego. But what it has taught us is the people that's going against us, they got a product to sell. They just want to hate just to hate. Because they know that the end is in sight. There's no saving, no dating or marriage here. I demolished it years ago, and we're gonna keep beating it in the ground, right? We did that. I did that. Let me speak for me. Can't speak for anyone else. I did that. When you show beautiful women on screen that you don't have to pay for, when you show lovely young ladies who cooperate and you don't have to force them to cooperate, when you show foods and families that love you and hugging on you and kissing on you on camera because they really miss you, when you come into town, they shut down everything. When you show these type of things, right, it goes beyond their arguments. When you show places that people won't go, when you don't have to be focused on the sexual appetite, right? All of that stuff, you'll understand. Hit that thumbs up, fellas. Or ladies, if you in here listening, because ladies be in here listening to us too, they just never say anything. But the crazy part about it is, when you understand that, when you can show all that, you'll really see how people feel about you when it all comes down to it, when they having a specific agenda or when they're all about trying to get paper out of people, try to sustain their paper. Because when you see your account go from 10,000 to 10,000 less in your account, that's noticeable, right? That's noticeable. So the very thing, it must be those travel guys, right? That's the first thing that's gonna come to mind. It must be those guys talking about travel. It must be those guys. That's what the internet has taught us, yo. Oh my goodness, she is bad. I told you I get props where props is due, man. Lord have mercy. Yo, she bad, bro. Oh, she bad. Everybody she walking with is bad. All three of them. Oh, they bad. I give props where props is due, man. Oh, okay. The one in the front, you know what she is. So she's the, I guess she's taking our role. Our role. I don't know about the one in the back. I know that the one that's next to her is her supposed girlfriend. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I give props where props is due. I told you I don't date them, but I could look at a beautiful woman. You know how we are, fellas. But we'll never stop and, hey, can I have your number? Nah, those days are long gone. But I sure will look from afar. But when I'm up close to them, I don't pay them no attention. I turn the other way. And they think that's weird. But I really do that. Up here, I could say that. But down there, nah. I walk right past them. Um, but and I do that for a reason. I do that for a reason. But with that being said, or whatever like that, but it goes to show how when somebody can see their bank account go from 15,000 in the previous month, they gon' and it to for it to drop down to 15,000, right? Or their views or anything like that, then they're gonna try to find out who they can pinpoint. And they pinpointed us passport dudes because a lot of dudes who don't even travel, they promote us. Like it's on automatic now. Dudes that never even went out the country talk about passports. Dudes that haven't gone out the country for like 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, they're promoting us right now. And so that's really chapping a lot of people hides who got this scheme, this agenda, this throw the wool over people's eyes type of thing with business. They don't like it. They're like, y'all don't even travel. So they're going to try to target the guys that travel instead of us that really travel and really go out there. They're like, we know you've been to Brazil 28 times, so we can't say nothing about you. So let's get the ones that had a hard time overseas financially. Let's get the guys that we know is women will never talk to them. Let's talk bad about them. That ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. I'm here to defend those guys too, if they're sane, if they do things legally, if they have decorum, and if they have discipline. If they don't got none of those, you'll never get yes owners to defend none of you dudes. Now, if you do have decorum, you go into my same blueprint, the 3333 plan, the 777 plan, the 50 25 plan. If you do all of those plans, then I'll always defend you. I'll always defend you if you operate under my same premise. But if you don't, nah, you can't get you will not get yes owners to rock with you. And I don't have vitriol or anger toward women in the United States. That's why you see we could go to restaurants. You've seen us out at restaurants, the MWIOC, when we do meetups, right? You see us out mingling and having a good time. No animosity toward not one woman in America because we don't have to. Yo, when you got options and you got like the privilege, all grace due to the Most High, right? We still got our good health, many of us, to go overseas and to travel and to come back and have a story or to be seen on camera or people know you from afar or they know you from a particular group even though you don't have a channel. So to see all of that and to have all of that and to know that that's possible, yo, that's a dope feeling. So why would I get mad at the people that's losing? The women all going out in groups by themselves. You see them on weekends. They be in groups of 7, groups of 5, groups of 4, groups of 3. They're suffering. They can play that off they're suffering. They're in misery. Because at first they want to feel like girl power, and then as soon as all that is over and that energy is depreciated, because there's no value in that. That's only 5 minutes worth of value, really, right? When they got to turn off the music, they can't go anywhere. They gotta face them. They suffer, and I'm telling dudes, you don't have to be like that, yeah. Appreciate learning about discipline. So what it has taught us is all of these people that know what we promote and what we push over here, they they want to attack that, but they don't want to come and say yes, Jonas. So they're gonna skirt around it. You get it? So they're gonna skirt around it because they know for a fact that if they mention yes, Jonas, right, that's gonna bring a lot of spotlight over to me. So they're gonna travel dudes and talk bad about but they can't talk bad about yes, Jonas, who can get up and travel, who can go, and Jay Clyde's and I don't know who that is, who just texted me. The Jay Clyde's and I don't know who that is. The Jay Clyde's and the the Gregos who could just jump up and leave, and we could do weekend trips. We don't do all of these fellas sticking a middle finger up to or telling them that they got to go out the country for a specific time in order for them to be somebody. Man, get the fuck out of here. You see how that works? We don't care about none of that. You can't regulate us to this peer pressure, this grown men trying to levy peer pressure, and you already know what Yes Jonas say. Take this middle finger, so they don't like a dude like me, because I will never fall up under their yo. He's somebody. Nah, he ain't nobody. He pissing shit like I do. He's no one. And so when you fall under that mindset and you like, yo, I respect the dudes that got the same energy as me. They're good people. They hospitable to other brothers of like minds, others ladies if they agree with us, because we make valid points, right? That's facts. We could do whatever we want because it's our choice and we happy. Yep. So when you start talking like me, people don't know how to take me. Yes is a real one. Helped me out when I was in Rio a couple years ago. Peace out, fam. Cali, thanks a lot, bro. Cali T. So when you understand that mindset, right? Cats don't never want a channel like mine to grow. For some reason, it could be dudes who travel, who know we hitting on points, who know we making points, who know for a fact that my message is strong and powerful, and they like, nah, we still don't want him to go nowhere. And to see that, I know I'm gonna keep going. Cause I remember King Sigma, he remember this. He told me when I first got on YouTube, right? I never forget King Sigma said this. Never forget it. And I wrote it down, right? He said, yo, I think you'll give it about 6 months. You see all of the riffraff and all of that. He didn't mean that in disparaging, like trying to get me to get off YouTube. Nah. But he was seeing a climate at the time, right? And he was like, I give it about 6 months for you, bro. And I was like, 6 months? And now I'm on here now I've been doing this for over 6 years, going on 7 years now. So when he said that to me, I was like, huh? So you don't understand, I love to chop it up with fellas. I love to give out content. I love to make it happen with fellas. Like, that's what I love to do, and I'm cool. Everybody think I'm brash, until Gregor will tell you, I'm fun, I'm silly, I'm a big, silly, happy, fun guy. But on YouTube, I come off as a brute, up in your face and cool. Anytime you do philosophy, it's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna be boring, it's gonna be dry, it's gonna be dull. And I'm a pseudo philosopher, so that's what you're gonna get. But and I just tell my experiences and what I think within those experiences is, if you call that philosophy, cool. But that's what I learned on YouTube. A guy like me is always going to get pushback without getting pushback. You get what I'm saying? And it helped me to grow. And it helped a lot of fellas. They realized that, yo, these people really don't want us to get this message out. And so if from an internet standpoint, that's what we see. That's what we see. But from outside of YouTube, yo, people love it. People love it. Like, when you talk about travel, yo, outside of YouTube, people that don't even come on YouTube, they was like, people talk about travel on YouTube. You know how many people I gave out my card to, what I showed y'all on camera? They was like, this YouTube channel's talking about this? They don't even notice. These everyday dudes, they don't even notice. They're like, yo, is really content on this? Let me go see what you're talking about. And then now they're enlightened. And when you try to pull them on that train, now they already got their reservations about what's happening in dating and marriage without knowing about it. And then when you pull them on, and then you know how some channels get recommended, what the watchers of viewers of Yes Jonas also watch this channel. And then they go to watch somebody in which I call a manosphere. And they be like, yo, these guys are suckers for traveling. That dude is gonna be like, okay, I'm good with this internet shit, but let me try what Yes Jonas told me about, because I already know the dating and marriage culture in America. And when you talk about foods, it's like, yo, when you go to Brazil and you first eat a meal there, bro, that rice and that beans and that meat, bro, it's gonna clean your insides out. Your waste when you go to the toilet is gonna be green. When you tell them this, they like, oh, they start thinking scary. I'm like, no, that's because everything comes from the earth. And they be like, no pesticides. And when you start breaking this down and how your body breaks down food and you give them the scientific version of that, I'm not gonna give it on here to try to sound smart. But when you give them that version and you really know this shit and it's like the back of your hand, like dudes off the internet who don't know about none of this, they lock in. And now they want to know about this travel. Vic was telling me something earlier, right? Vic said, yo, a lot of dudes that he spoke to who got felonies don't even know they could still travel out the country with felonies. And I was like, damn. I said, seriously? I said, bro, you need to come on and chop it up about that. A lot of dudes who are felons, who now turn their lives around, now they're into logistics, technical work, whether it's a trade, skilled trade or something like that, they don't know that they can travel. And I'm like, but I'll be telling them like, yo, you can travel. So I at least want to do one video on my channel about that. Because they think they stuck here and now they're making good money. Some of them make $100,000 a year. Some of them make $59,000. They went from zero to making $59,000 a year. Some of them make 150. Some of them actually own stuff that people need. And they bringing in over 200 grand a year on their own businesses, their side businesses. And besides their 9 to 5. So, and when you add them incomes together, it's crazy. That will be a great topic. Yeah, I'm gonna do that with him. And so you could hear where he came from, and he can break that all down for people because he ain't scared to tell it. So shout out to Vic, man. Vic come from the field. Yeah, you know, anybody know about the field, they know it's in Jersey. There's only one the field. There's a lot of unknown felons that are living positive lives. Yeah, they living very positive lives, but they might have messed up selling drugs in their youth or stealing or doing something they did when they was influenced by, but you never know. And they get that tag on them for life. And I think that's wrong. Especially them fellas over 10 years kept a proverbial nose clean. Come on, bro. So I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong for us to do that to them. So we'll do is hit that thumbs up, fellas, if you just coming in here. I think it's wrong for that. So, but when you break it down to felons, that you could still do it. When you start talking to all of these people outside of YouTube who don't even know this exists, yo, we bringing more traffic to talk about this travel joint, to get people on it, to really show. And you say, yo, the cultures, guess what? They got this spiritual system in a place like Brazil, and this is what happened. Yo, when I went to you went to the Amazon? Yeah, I went to the Amazon. No yellow fever shot or nothing. I went in there and took a chance. What? Yo, how was it, yo? And I start breaking down the culture, start showing them the videos right there live of Amazon women, beautiful Amazon women in there, got a YouTube channel working and mewing and hitting the field or whatever like that with their family, and they beautiful women. That really messes dudes up. That really messes women up. Women and men, because I do this outside. Everybody wants to hear about your travels. They don't get that hate. Whatever YouTube happens on YouTube, it stays on YouTube. Unless it's some crazy, sadistic, psycho stuff that people are talking about or doing some illegal, yeah, then that will make it off YouTube. But that's crazy, man. When you think about it, and our perspectives and what we think, and then we go, you know how us as men, we go right to the, yo, you haven't messed with a woman in how long in the United States? And then I say why, break down the reasons, give the analytical data and all of that type of stuff. And they sit there and they just shocked. They like, what? Yo, bro, I don't know how you do it. I said, well, I talked to fellas that been listening to me. A dude stopped drinking. Guess how much he saved in 1 year? Yo, how much? He saved over 5 grand in 1 year. That's how much he was drinking in 1 year. I said, and guess what else he did? He stopped smoking marijuana. Yo, how much he saved? He saved well over $7,000 to $10,000, he said, of marijuana. He needed it. He had to have it. But when he started traveling, so now think about it, that made his bank account increase at least on average about 5 grand. On average, about 5 grand. Now, he might have picked up some other vices because he let those go. Who knows? But he said he didn't. Travel is his vice now. You get what I'm saying? So you talk about 15 grand that left the economy. Over $15,000 that left the U.S. economy because, and it all surrounded around dating and marriage. You see? I travel, dog. Y'all want one of these shirts, go to I Travel Dog. How you spell it right here is .com. The letter I, travel, dog, DAWG. Go get one. And he said, yo, I travel, dog. He got one of these shirts. So he got one of these shirts and wear it proudly in the airport. And he said he support all of what I buy. He's like, yo, if I'm not going to spend it on that crazy, I could at least help a brother out. He went and bought hoodies and everything. So it's just like that's the crazy part about it. And I'm going to start wearing the hoodies the colder it get, because y'all know I'm a pretty hot guy. Watching from Bali right now. Shout out to you, bro. Bali in the building. Shout out to that man right there. I don't care what color you are. Shout out to you. Frog box in the building. But that's the crazy part about it, y'all. It increased everything in our lives, right? And it showed us that is the globe is not what we think. It's never what we think with the globe. So when we start talking to people on the street, it was a difference. So then I was like, okay, if YouTube is hating on us, the low side of YouTube, all the negative BS, right? Oh, Ash L, what up, bro? I'm like, yo, but when you talk to people on the street, so it taught us that there's a differentiation. From Chicago, I am a brother. He said from Chicago. Shout out to him. Another brother proving the point that he's out there in Bali. Another point we proved. We just, y'all know, you could count on 2 hands now how many times I bring up blackness or whatever like that, because I try to stay away from that topic because I don't want that to limit our experience, yo. It's not. That's why I'm cool with white, black, whoever. But I'm glad to see you out there because it shows that it defeats their argument that brothers ain't leaving. But we're not going to. And another thing, we're going to get on it. We're going to get on a lot of the topics right before the Lakers game come on, yo. Somebody tell me when the Lakers about to come on so I can get off of here. I got to go watch that game, yo. So it taught us that there's a separation between the internet and real life. Like there's a true separation. When I have conversations when you're jobbing, it's crazy when you jobbing, and you start talking about travel, and you start mentioning all the places that you've gone, the experiences that you had there. It like really triggers something. There go 4 women together walking in a circle again. It like triggers something. It like does something, yo. And it's like crazy to me, like the type of stuff it does. Look at that. That's a big mosquito too, boy. Trying to get that blood. But it does something to people. So it taught me that I need to have this specific conversation on YouTube versus this specific conversation, because you cannot bring your YouTube conversation to real life. You just can't. You just can't. You gotta have like the verbiage they used on YouTube. I never use half of the stuff that they call women on YouTube. They got a new thing calling them. Everybody's saying, "Oh, what's the dumb shit I heard today? A 304." I'm like, who? Like, it's just dumb. You went from calling them thoughts to. It's like, it's just, I can't use this verbiage, and I won't use this verbiage outside of YouTube. So unless you really, 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 really are engulfed in the culture and you done heard that in the culture, or it's a specific thing that you want to say about a culture that you visited or that you speak, that's cool. That's cool. Like you might call them their African name. Like you learned the African name by your travels, so you're gonna call Africans by that name that you learned from certain countries, right? So that's totally different. That's totally different. But when you're just making a verbiage to try to disparage women and all of this, or trying to, other dudes trying to disparage other dudes, women trying to disparage men, it's like, nah, it's like, it's dumb to me. So at that point, it becomes stupid and asinine. So I'm not going to use that verbiage. So again, I have stipulations on what I use. Now, you could do what you want, because I'm going to look at you like you're crazy. I'm like, he be on YouTube too much. If you come up to me in person using YouTube lingo, I'm like, so you left the matrix. You say you had the red pill, but you still live in a blue pill existence by being on the internet. All your friends are virtual, and you never even met the motherfuckers before. To me, that's sick. To me, you left one thing and then got into another. What's the purpose of you traveling if you're gonna do that? It's just crazy to me. Meet people on the road. I told you, mingle with fellas, walk up to them, say what's up. When I was on a plane in Costa Rica recently, chopped it up. Sometimes I go to Costa Rica and I don't tell nobody. I don't even tell fellas. I probably, the only people I tell, really, not probably, but the only people I tell is my family, and that's it. But usually I do a trip to Costa Rica and don't tell nobody. I'll be just non-existent for a weekend, and then you'll know I'm doing something. I'm busy. But I usually do that. Like, I would go to Brazil for weekends and don't speak to nobody, but my family knows that I'm out in Brazil because it's just for safety reasons. But other than that, but I learned that. So I learned how to operate. So they taught me like how to distinguish who's serious about traveling. That's another thing. When dudes who speak on travel all the time and don't go anywhere, that taught me that a lot of dudes are about this. They're about this. Because if they really want to go, just like they got that urge to want to smash something, they'll go and really travel if they wanted to, like they used to. I'm talking about their past, if they're in the past, like they used to want to smash women in America. I could see a beautiful woman butt bald in America and don't care to do anything with her. That's how much I'm disciplined right now. That's how much I've been locked in. I had them. I told you, I had a lady come in my house, get on her knees, and I showed all of them in the group who she was, and they saw the video of her. She wanted to get on my knees and bless her. And I was like, no. I was like, no, I'm good. Because she started talking about all like spiritual systems and all of that, and most dudes would have said, what? Because she's attractive. I was like, nah. She was like, oh, well, I don't like the, she's act like she getting up. I said, you could leave. You could get out. I don't care if I'm harder than Chinese arithmetic. I don't care about that. You dudes care about that. And I'm trying to get you over to this point so that way your money could start going like this. Because when you can control your sexual appetite, bro, I'm telling you, I'd say about 65 or more % of the things that revolve around men now it surrounds themselves around sex and women. And when you can control that, bro, you won. You won. And society knows this. They know this. When you can control your spending habits, your sexual habits, and those vices, that's why I say water in the morning, wine at night. That's why I say that. because all day my body's being replenished with water all day long, all day long. Now, this might be a bad thing, health wise, right? But all day long, water, vitamins, all day long. And then at night, this helps your belly. And that's what I'm trying to get fellas. I'm like, fellas, let's do this as a whole. Let's do this as a whole. When you have that control on yourselves, yo, you become a weapon. Like I told you, now's the time for me to get my rocks off. Now I gotta make the plan, but I'm still disciplined. I ain't rushing it and saying I gotta go overseas and get my rocks off. No, I want to get my rocks off, and I'm going to, but I'm sitting back and I can't make a choice of where I want to go. That's the thing that's bothering me. I can't make a choice of where I want to go. I'm about to pull the trigger on one, then I get a call from people like Vic. Yo, man, I'm out, bro, again. Vic just came back from Tanzania and he pulled the trigger again, going back to Africa. Let me repeat, he pulled the trigger. Y'all seen our interview? He pulled the trigger already going. I'm like, I ain't even edited your part 3 video. He was like, son, man, I gotta do it, bro. You know how Vic, he got that raspy voice. Yo, man, so much to do, so little time. Yeah, exactly. Vic got that raspy voice. He said, yo, I know I just came back, but I gotta go back, yo. You know how Vic do. Hit that thumbs up. If you didn't hit the thumbs up, come on. Y'all know how they doing with us channels. The bigger channels are punching down to travelers. That's the weirdest. Usually people punch up. That's how I know their verbiage and what they say on their channels is weak. They're a weak bunch of bastards. Because dudes with hundreds of thousands of subscribers are punching down. And you never punch down. You always punch up. Because they're not secure in their I'm a small channel. I'm supposed to be taking shots at bigger channels and dropping names and doing what everybody do to get their channels popping. Still haven't done that. I'm supposed to be the one punching up since it's a little, but obviously my decorum, my discipline, everything is like, that Yes Jonas guy is different. I'm showing fellas that I'm supposed to be doing this, dropping names. Yo, forget him. He talk about trap. I will not put none of those names in my videos at all no more. I did 2 in recent years. 2, and y'all know who those names are. But you see, I took those videos down. Nobody's name will ever go on my videos again. Because they're worthless. Their arguments are worthless. That's why they got to punch down when they target travel guys. Because we just a small, miniature group of men who are traveling. And for them to mention us, that's what it taught me. They're not securing their message and they don't have anything. And they're trying to feed their audience what they can, right? And because some of them became best friends online and still didn't even meet each other. The fuck you a best friend with somebody just because you guys got channels and they got lots of followers, all of a sudden y'all best friends. And so you talk about travels, I'm gonna talk about travelers. They're a bunch of idiots. Bunch of dickheads. But they have to do this because the message is so strong. It's so pertinent, it's so powerful. It moves mountains just by mentioning travel. They start shivering, and that's what we do. And it taught me that's what we do. So all you gotta say is, I traveled, dog. Yo, not one of you passport dudes. Punching down, baby. They got something to sell. Let me tell you 2 major things. They got something to sell or they running out of conversation. Topics. Those are 2 things that it taught me about YouTube. When you got larger channels mentioning travel dudes, they running out of content or they dry. Their brain is kaput. No latest drama coming out that they could use or nothing like that. So their content is dry, right? Or I don't even want to get into that, but it's hilarious when you think about larger channels punching down on traveling brothers. They're done. They're done. Their message is done. They still trying to hold on to the very fabric of the people that's listening to them and try to gain them. But people are like, okay, they start saying, okay, why they keep talking about these passport dudes? Let me put that in YouTube. Passport comes up, you see channels like mine with a cigar in my hand, talking the way I want to talk, traveling to foreign countries, right? And don't have no care or no thought in the world for a YouTuber trying to think he's gonna bully me for talking about travel by calling us names. Oh, you're a fucking child. So, but and that's another thing. Let's talk about that. What this has taught us is a lot of dudes who want to be and travel like us and move around like many of us, right? They still have a few things like I picked up over the years. They still have fear, right? They didn't put anything together. All they have is talk, right? They didn't put anything together to build up their economics, which they can, right? I told you, you got Uber Eats, you got Uber, you got Lyft, you got restaurants hiring, you got, man, there's so much to do, man. You got dog walker. You could be a damn dog walker. You know how much business I've gotten with these I Travel Dog shirts? You know how much business I've gotten just by giving it to dog walkers, yo? So I'm telling dudes like, yo, there's so much to do, but the fellas haven't put two and two together, even in their town. If you live in a country town, you can still do it. You could still do it. You live in a country town, you could still do it, yo. So it's like, yo, when you try to push these fellas forward, it's like something happens to where they don't feel that they can go forward. And I'm like, dude, you could do it. Yo, you got to go out there and cut grass with a lawnmower. Nobody know you in Alabama. Nobody know you in the backwoods of Mississippi. What you trying to prove? That you want to be flashy like these idiots who burn their money and eventually, like, what are you trying to prove? Go out there and cut 90 people grass, charge them about, I don't know, because the going rate is getting cheaper. So charge them about $35, about 90 yards at $35 to where you could build yourself up. I know a dude that did that right now. He lives out in North Carolina. Let me tell you what he did. He started cutting grass with just a regular lawnmower, him and another guy. And they was doing that for about a few years, right? He started picking up mad business in North Carolina because he left them, as they call manicured lawns. He left them shit so fly, bro. I wish I could give y'all his name, but I don't want to do that. But he's on my Instagram. But he left those lawns so perfect, right? So intact that he built up an actual company, yo. Real talk. Where he's bought a truck, pulling that little hitch wagon, whatever the hell that is, y'all know what it is, pulling that on there with a riding mower lawn now, right? With weed whackers, trimmers, all of that stuff. And now he's getting to work. Now he's got so much work that he bought a new house, bought his wife a car, bought him a brand new car, and now they living it, doing it big in North Carolina, making bank off cutting yards, yo. Like that Steve Harvey clip, it's the same thing he did. And I'm like, did you listen to him when he did that little clip? I know y'all don't like Steve Harvey and call him a simp, but I think my man followed his advice and started cutting people's yards. But he really did that. Now they living good out there, not North Carolina, South Carolina. I said North Carolina, South Carolina. They out there doing it up. And he don't stay too far from Savannah, Georgia. So I'm like, dude's got all of these avenues of income that you could get out there and do, yo. And who cares if somebody see you? And you ain't got to start, yo, let me just say this to the dudes that feel some type of way. Like they feel they feel bad that they got about 3 or 4 jobs, right? And then when somebody come around and start rapping and start acting like they hip and all, you ain't got to do all of that. Go to the damn table, pick up the damn dishes and go back there and fucking wash them. Who cares? If this bringing you your income that you need to get to where you need to go in 10 years, put your head down and work. Put your head down and work. Who cares if people seeing you? I be on my knees working and people say, oh, look at him. He on his knees, bro. I wouldn't be, bro, you know, people be watching. I look at my friends and say, y'all care about that. That's why y'all in the fucking prison right now. That's why y'all can't grow. That's why y'all burnt hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to be something. Now you got zero in your bank account right now. They got zero buying BMWs years ago. 15 years ago, 13 years ago, I had my one little car, my beater. They buying BMWs, buying all of this, get a check from building a house from the ground up, like $40,000, $50,000 checks, and blow the checks in 3 months. I'm like, yo, are you crazy? Y'all see why I talk the way I talk? Because I know people that do this dumb shit and they've done this for years trying to keep up with the Joneses and still living from check to check broke. And travelers taught me like, yo, you doing the right fucking thing. So if I'm repairing something and I'm on my knees with my, who cares? Like, you dudes think I could get out there with the best of them and get in the grunt work. I don't have a cigar in my mouth all the time. But I'm just showing you fellas, like, what travel has taught me and how much I've saved not playing lottery. You got guys out there, I was in the store, man, my man spent, you just got money. Why are you spending $300 on scratch-offs? Yo, this is the stuff that people do. $300 on scratch-offs and they ain't win but a free ticket. Ain't gonna tell us that we're wrong for going overseas. Y'all got this shit too. You know what I could have did with that 300 after paying for the ticket in their country? That 300 will last for a good 2-3 months in certain countries. Now you're gonna lose money going to Europe. So you're only gonna get 80 cents on the dollar. So you're gonna lose about close to 20 cents. If that. It might be a little bit less, might be more. Fellas, y'all can Google it right now. How much are we gonna lose to go to Europe right now? That's one of the only places again, Cuba's on the euro, so you're gonna lose money going to Cuba. When I went to Cuba, I lost money. So those type of places, you're gonna lose money. But when you go to a place like Brazil, when you go to a place like Dominican Republic, when you go to a place like Colombia, Panama, you're going to lose money too, because they based off the American dollar. When you go to places like Peru, when you go to places like, what else? What else is give you a good return? When you go to places in Southeast Asia, when you do those specific spots, bro, you're going to win. You're going to get more bang for your buck. But when you go to those places that's considered bougie and you see all those places going like Europe, when you see people going and live in these places that they're based off the euro, you lose money. Why the hell would I do that often? Why the hell would I keep going to Europe knowing I'm going to lose money every time I go, knowing how much fun I want to have when I get there? We're trying to sustain sustenance. Sustain yourself. Y'all need to understand sustenance. How to sustain yourself to when you go into these countries. And plus, first of all, you put a target on your back, you start going there doing dumb stuff. So definitely, why would you do that? When they find out you're American, you just burning money like you. So I'm telling fellas, I'm like, yo, you got a lot of stuff in your favor, and that's what travelers taught me. It taught me that all of these dudes talking, they still locked in to what's going on in America, and they can't find their way out. Like, I had dudes actually come to me and try to, yo, yes, you cool, I see your content, and all they do is talk about YouTube all day. You know our conversation? It goes down like this, right? And it goes, all right, yo, I'll see you later, bro. If all your conversation is nothing about YouTube and what's going on YouTube after you see me in another country, it's hard for me to and really chill. No, there's more to talk about, bro. Hell, we could talk about sports in another country. We could, damn, you know, the whole South America is all about soccer. So I'm like, there's so much to engage your minds in, right? But dudes seem to always, okay, you added travel to that path, right? But YouTube is all over here. So here's a little cut of that pie with travel, and YouTube is all here. Come on, bro. Hit that thumbs up if y'all just coming in here. Thanks a lot for all the cats that hit it already. Shout out to y'all, man. Because the more they talk about us, the more this travel game grows. They can't stop it. They can't stop it. They can't even make threats. Who you gonna tell? You gonna go to, this is how dumb this is. You gonna go to, and for all of them fellas say, yo, man, it's single mothers all over Brazil. If you come to me with conversation that they're having on YouTube, on my personal phone, I'm gonna just hang up and act like the signal went out. Who gives a fuck about who talking about single mothers on YouTube? Who cares about this? Yes, they have single mothers. Yes, they ain't high. Yes, they all, okay, they all of that. They everything that you say. And now what? Now what? Okay, there's single mothers all over all of these places that we go. Okay, now what? You mean to tell me that you're going to compare the single mother rate in a proverbial, quote-unquote, third world country, right, to single mothers in America who's supposed to have more privilege, right, who still have more access to income, who still has a better living, right, who still has a better form of government, right, to where they give them a voice, and all of these type of things. And we could list a whole bunch of things to a growing versus a growing country versus a first world country. You mean to tell me you're going to compare everything in those countries, right, and say, yo, well, look, they got single mothers over there. That's never been our argument as far as over here in this channel. Let me speak for me. We always talked about the femininity. So are those single mothers, did black men, as y'all always want to put black men and put black on this, because the ones that talk bad about us always talk about that we black, right? And you see, I don't do that. But are black men going overseas and doing this? Because as you see, you say black men don't travel. You say black men don't have passports. You say black men can't afford to go over there. Well, who's leaving these women as single mothers in these countries? Well, it ain't us. It ain't us. Well, who is it? That's number one. Number two, are those women more feminine? Or did they lose it because they had children? Are those women less cooperative, or did they lose it because they had children? You see, all of these arguments are fucking dumb. And it's stupid people who call themselves smart or who y'all think is smart in the manosphere that you guys listen to these idiots. They're all idiots. Their points are null and void. It's like, and I'll be hearing, I say, yo, why are you listening to, you can kill their argument just in, are they lacking in femininity? Are they lacking in cooperation? Did we go over there and leave them as single mothers? Or is that our purpose to go over there and seek out single mothers? No. Oh, man. Last time I checked, we seek beauty. We look at beauty first. Oh, I love being me. No matter how much J. Clyde hates me for being me, no matter how much Grego hates me for being me, no matter how much Rollo or Matty Ghost or all of these cats hate me for being me, I love being me. Love being me. And I'm trolling when I say that, so Matty Ghost and all y'all don't. Yo, yes, I heard you live last night, man. I don't hate you. I'm just joking. I know I'm playing. Y'all been knowing me longer than all of these fellas. But jokes aside, and shout out to all of the fellas. But it's crazy when you can, I feel like a breath of fresh air. I'm going to tell you, this last 2 months has been the most explosive time in my life, yo. This last 2 months, because a revelation hit me 2 months ago and said, yo, you doing the fucking right thing. More money in your account by learning this travel game. More people that you met who are good-natured people, who even when your family, Jay Clyde and Greg will tell you, even when your family was in a situation, right, they looked out for them. You meet genuine cats who in their ways, they stuck in their ways, but you respect them for being me, for being them, like they respect me for being me. It start like all of it, when you start going through, they're like, damn, this travel game has been a dope thing. Y'all talk about American mindset, American mindset, American mindset. Well, it's obvious that somebody told me King Sigma said something. Man, I laughed, and I wanted to. Me and King Sigma was talking yesterday through email, right? And I want to talk to him about this, and I'm gonna email him when I get off of here, right? He said something that somebody told me, bro. I fell out rolling. He said, "Have you ever met a group of men that say, yo, it ain't enough dudes in here? We going overseas. We leaving all of these dudes for women in America. They have their pick of the litter. It could be, the numbers increase. It'll be like 20 women to every one man. But the dudes on YouTube, these content creators on YouTube, right, who got these audiences, their argument sounds just what King Sigma said. He said, who in their right mind would go to a club and turn to their boy and say, yo, man, it ain't enough dudes in here. Yo, you'll look at that dude like he's sick. This is what King Sigma said, and at this point was so, I was like, damn, I wish I would have came up with that joke. What dude goes to another dude in a club field? And that's just how life is. Life is a club or a gathering or whatever you want to call it. And tap your boy. Y'all got drinks in your hand, and y'all supposed to be heterosexual. People calling you out for a certain, for you not being heterosexual, calling you every derogatory term, which I don't agree, right? And you say to your boy, yo, man, ain't enough dudes in here, yo. These dudes are weak, man. They should be coming over here. Oh, man, they ain't coming in here because they paper low. They ain't coming in. Who would do that? But this is the argument of YouTube dudes who want passport dudes to stay here. Who want passport dudes to stay here in this country. They basically going to a club full of women and tapping their boy and saying, ain't enough dudes in here. And you're going to look at that dude suspect if he does that to you. It's the same thing I look at these dudes on YouTube. Why you think I be saying that? Even before I heard his joke. Who goes to a club and does it? Who goes to a restaurant full of women and do that? If they heterosexual, they want those women. But they doing that to us passport dudes. That's why you got to question them. Because who is concerned with men leaving the country? You'll be like, yo, let them go. Yo, let them go. Let them go to another country. They want to bounce. Let them bounce. That's like, so that joke was funny to me, man. I was, I was in tears. I wanted to hit him up earlier when we was talking. I wanted to say, yo, when you came up with that, bro, that's funny. What other man would go to a club and say, yo, ain't enough dude? But that's the way they look at us. And that's how I look at dudes suspect on YouTube who make videos and talk about travel dudes. It's because you're suspect. It ain't about business. Oh, no, it ain't about business. You're suspect. And I'm a heterosexual stand-up sidewalk cracking. If you roll like that, cool. Just say you roll like that if you worried about travel dudes. Just say you roll like that. But I'm not concerned with what y'all do in America with women here. You could tell dudes female nature all day, female nature, female nature, female nature. This is how you go. You see, I don't attack those. He's telling dudes how to get women. Cool, let him do him. But I only say something about that when they talk about bad about us travel dudes. Who cares what you're doing in America? I don't get. You could go have. This how you know a heterosexual stand-up sidewalk career. I tell all the dudes for years, you can have American women. Why y'all not doing the same thing? Why y'all ragging on the men that's talking about traveling? Do you like them? Well, leave us alone. Leave us alone. We don't disparage you for making your choice. If you're gay, cool. We don't care about that. But you dudes care about us. Do you like us? If so, pause. Go over there with that. Keep that on your channel. But then people gonna start looking at you for your verbiage. We don't judge nobody. You guys are judging us. First of all, you're judging our economic status, number one. This number one, they're judging our economic status. Number two, they're judging us for not wanting to stay in a room full of women. And we going in that's like us leaving that club, leaving those men in that club, like King Sigma's joke, going over to a club with nothing but foreign women and picture the whole upstairs. They got 3 floors full of foreign women. There's only about 3 dudes in there. That's what we're doing. We going to that club with nothing but foreign women. Them women don't speak English. They don't speak. They speak Spanish. They speak Portuguese. They speak Russian. They speak Amharic. They speak whatever language you can mention. All in that club, they speak all of those languages. We're going to that club. But you're tapping your boy, now that y'all left with all of these women in that club that we just left, right? You tapping your boy, yo, they suckers for leaving. Your boy gonna be like, if he's heterosexual, he gonna be like, what the fuck you worried about them for? Yo, we got all these women to ourselves. What? What are you worried about them for? Let's get to work. But nah, content creators are suspect, bro. Suspect. Because if you so strong on your game and whatever you at, you wouldn't care. Why you ain't talking, man? None of y'all typing. What y'all doing? Y'all got me on this rant. This long rant. How long was this rant? Damn, this was an hour rant. A truthful rant, but nonetheless a rant. Or better yet, experience talk. Experience talk. Yo, shout out to all the travelers, yo. We growing. We growing. We growing. And they say, yo, well, yes, yo, what's your position on this? I'm like, yo, I don't need a position. I don't need you to call me the creator or starter or one of the ones who started content to really push it home. And I don't need none of those credentials. I don't need none of those looks. I need y'all to say yes was a big motivating factor to why I did what I did and leave it at that. Is Brazil better than Colombia? Oh, hell yeah. Colombia is not even a question. I only been to Cali. And I only been there once, so I can't really have that. But I'm talking about from what I've seen, being out there with Roy. Shout out to Roy. Even Roy gives Brazil not even a question. What's good, fellas? Keep traveling and stack your money and be on your own purpose. Yup. Eric Brodus, what up, bro? Now y'all fellas starting to talk, man. Let's talk about it. Put some questions in there, bro. And tell me what you heard over YouTube, what it taught you. Type it up real quick. What YouTube has taught you from what all of these content creators saying about us. And what did it teach you? That King Sigma joke was epic. And if I ever find a clip about, like a clip like that, yo, it's too many ladies in here. When I find a clip like that, oh, you doing all right? Shout out to you, bro. They miserable. Yeah, they are. They are. So with channels like mine are growing, yo. I saw the subscribers that I had over the last coming days, yo. I was shocked. Brazil better than everything. Oh man, shout out to Jay Clyde. When you could leave the plantation. I'm thinking about. I don't know, man. Is heavy next year? I'm thinking about heavy next year, or they're afraid of brothers leaving. Yeah, they are. But I'm thinking about. I don't know. Probably next year. Jay Clyde wanted me to go years ago. He was like, "Man, you got it." But I was like, I just don't want that horizontal money before I go. Until I get the horizontal money the way I want it, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't stupid. I learned that they can content with being in the matrix. Also, the most people have hive mentality. Yeah, they are. They only around them dudes because they like them. They are worried about our money and resources. Yeah, that's what they. And who we messing with? What you worried about? What we doing in our bedroom or somebody else's bedroom if you're in an Airbnb or hotel? Can you get by in Brazil on fluent Spanish? Yeah, you can. You'll start picking up little stuff like, how do you say ice? Like that's the example that I always use, like ice, gelo. Um, how do you say it in Spanish again? Damn, my mind is. I usually get it, but or you might say stuff like that. They still use esperar, esperando, waiting, and they still use certain things, but you just got to pick up how they say it. So you'll get by decent, but you're not gonna understand stuff from the actual outside of the tourist area. Oh, you ain't gonna be able to understand anything. It's gonna be so hard to dissect what they're saying, man. It don't make no sense. Is the game on? Is the Lakers game on? If Jay Clyde in here, then I know the Lakers game ain't on yet. If the Lakers playing Jay Clyde, tell me when the Lakers start, bro. Jay Clyde is an avid Lakers fan. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. In the tourist area, he could get away with it because some of them. Oh, all right. Um, um, yo. So, any more questions? Let's do some questions real quick. Oh my, considering leaving the United States for good. Yeah, I'm considering it. I'm considering it too, Eric. I'm considering it too. Um, I don't know. We'll see how it goes with this spot I'm working at now. If that's not working but jobbing, the spot I'm jobbing at now, if they hold me down next year, if they really hold me down and this goes how it's supposed to go, J. Claude know what I'm talking about, Grego know what I'm talking about, and a few others. If they hold me down, then we're good to go. But if they don't, that's why I've been stacking like crazy. Oh, I've been stacking everything. I've been stacking everything. The paper game is. But I got to make some investments to get some bigger returns. Not bigger returns, but some good returns that'll come in. I forgot. The richest man in Babylon. You can't do that for. You got to do smart returns. But outside of that, other than that, travel has taught us a lot, yo. Travel has really beat us. And the dope part about it is we create our own narrative for this. And all of my other races, ethnicities, group in the category, let me talk to black men real quick. Because they always take shots at us. Because the white guys be emailing me, why you always say they be taking shots? Who taking shots? People don't take shots at, I say, you don't understand my culture. Black people take shots at black people for promoting something that they don't agree with because they got a certain agenda or scheme or a category or they in their feelings. And I always got to explain to white dudes. I said, yo, it was like, yeah, because You be losing me when I said, yeah, black people talking to other black people, making videos about us, saying the most horrific stuff that we're doing overseas, which is not true, which is illegal, but they saying it about us. They're like, what? And I was like, yeah. So that's why we got to create the narrative for ourselves, and we create that as black men. I put that in titles. Now I'm gonna do it even more. I'm gonna start bigging up black men because we got to create our own narrative. We're not going to allow YouTube. I was about to say the N word, but we're not going to allow. Y'all know I really. Jay Clyde and them know. They can count on two hands how many times I used that in the years that they've been knowing me. But we can't let YouTube negativity, YouTube dudes who share my same race, ethnicity, group in a category or color, whether lighter or darker, we can't let them paint our narrative as if we're the bad guys, right? Every time black people are attacking other black people, we create our own narrative. We creating it. As black men traveling, we creating it. And it's shutting down a lot of the stuff that people are saying about us. Channels like mine, who in business, people that I bring on here, business like Vic. Vic is a businessman, listen, Vic is a businessman. And we had Butch. I don't know why he left the group. I don't know. I don't know what I did to him. And I'm going to just leave that alone. Because I thought he had come talk to me before, but he just left. He just bounced a few weeks ago. That was another, like, legit businessman that we had as an example. But, and then we got others who invested in, like Matty Ghost. He made 96, in 96, he made the jump shot in the stock market. And the residual is still carrying over to this day. So like we got those examples of people that know the stock market, people that do business, people that like who knows like investments and people that who work like have a job like all of us who know how to invest in their 401k, the IRA. They know how to actually they built theirs up to where they could retire at 55 years old and never have to work again. That's how much they put in it. So I don't want to drop names as far as that, but those are people that I know. Those ain't YouTube people. Like content creators always dropping other content creators, name dropping as if you know them personally. You don't know them, but I know them, and I know these guys. And people saying dudes don't live overseas. It's thousands of fellas that I've either interacted with, and I know for a fact that they're living out there, or somebody I know knows them and they're living outside the country. So when you got this many people and stuff is moving in this magnitude, in this faction, it teaches you that, you doing a damn right thing. And it was good that you took on this travel mindset because it increased your life in other avenues. And so that was the dope part about it. So it teaches us to keep going, to keep moving forward, to keep pumping out this content and keep coming up with different ways to say this stuff. Because it needs to be said, even if it comes from me, the most brash and harsh dude who cats they don't want to listen to, or yes, it's too harsh and all of that type of stuff. And I don't be saying that. I don't be calling people names or none of that. Well, tonight I did, and a few other times I've done, but it's not a regular thing where I'm just sitting on there calling women B's and H's and dudes N-words and stuff like that. So. And they peg me as one of the worst that, like I'm the second coming of Satan with my content. I like Yes, but he's too harsh. These are soft guys, and they're in their 50s and 40s and 60s. And you'll be like, these are some pillow soft mother. If you think I'm bad, but you can you told me you've been listening to this dude calling women B's, H's, forget them, man. You think he's cool? Oh. He's giving you the narrative that you want to hear where he's dogging out women. But since I'm not doing that, and I'm talking to men, and I'm talking not men directly, but overall the whole consciousness of men, I'm the worst thing walking. So it taught me how to maneuver with this YouTube game and how to turn this off and stick a middle finger to this, but to also give the truth to the fellas that can digest it. So that's what it taught me, yo, with traveling. It taught me that, yo, people that you thought were really rocking with you, they don't fuck with you like that. And you could see that by their actions. So that's what this whole training to me is like. And so me and Vic having private conversations today. Yo, me and Vic was on the phone for a long time today. And Vic making money. Every 5 seconds, I'm like, sent me some encouraging stuff, sent me some private, some real private. And I'm like, this dude making bank a year. And I got proof. And he got time to sit on the phone with me, chop it up with me. We talk about, yo, Vic, how you? Everything good with you? Yeah, yo, this what happened to me. This what, yo, I talk back to him, no problems. And so you start meeting fellas like that who come from where you from. Me and Vic from the same part of Jersey. So it's like when you see that, yo, it's dope. And we ain't know each other from a can of paint. And that's what the relationship and rapport I want to build with all the brothers I come in contact with some genuinely good dudes. They could get on the phone with me, they could chop it up with me. I don't care. Oh, I'm gonna give you that knowledge if we're on the phone. If you say something crazy I don't agree with, I'm like, nah, I don't agree with that, bro. That don't make no logical sense. I'm gonna give you that, but that's what we should do if we building that rapport to each other instead of lying and fronting and all of that. Nah, give me some tidbits. What you think? Yo, I got this business idea. What you think of that? If I can bring that type of stuff to you, then I know I can build a bond with you, bro. Fellas, get your paper and leave the matrix. It's self-preservation. Yes, it is. Yes, it definitely is. What a wonderful damn cigar. I couldn't just leave y'all fellas like that. They're working on their passion, their purpose by that NBA game. This is what I like to do. This is what I like to do. I like to chop it up with the fellas. You see how quick my brain computed that and said, hold up. They got their passion and purpose. They playing in the NBA right now. This is your NBA. This is your NBA. We're shooting our shot against what they told us we should be. We're shooting our shot against what the box they painted us in. We're shooting our shot against our discipline because everything is so readily available. Everything is so microwave. I love to travel. I love to talk about it. I love to interact with people that's really on it and really ready to. That's why people, yo, I haven't done a consultation in probably about a month and a half, yo. Well, no, let me not say that. About a month since Basketball Guru came in. Shout out to him. Oh shit, ain't nothing in here. So it's been about a month I did a consultation. Cat's scared to do a consultation with me. Oh, they scared. I'm gonna tell them, like, yo, cause I only talk to people who got me on standby to get their minds right. I'm like, they're like, yo, yes, what you think about this? I know you sit there and think a lot. What do you think about this? I'll break it down to them. Yo, I had this dream or this vision. Well, this what this dream and this vision is telling me. This is just dream and vision is telling me, if I can interpret it. So, man, but But again, yo, all of this should teach y'all something, yo. We growing. We just, yo, the fact about it, yo, I told them, I said, despite how many years it's been going on, we just getting started. We haven't even touched the masses of men. We haven't touched the masses of women. When they see how, like, we haven't even touched the masses. But when you got, the dope part about it is when you got these channels on YouTube, right? Who even the NBA player or the entertainer that's looking at who mentioned travel dudes, you know who that's gonna come in the spotlight of them. That's really going to to affect them. It's really going to trigger them to see who are these travel dudes that they're talking about. So in a way, it's helping us. But you know how lazy people are. If their audience is lazy, they probably it goes in one ear and out the other, and they don't know who the hell is being said or what the hell is being said. But other than that, man, it's dope. It's dope what we're doing, and we're controlling the narrative and making it happen. Peace.